Intelligent systems of the future will be soft robotic systems. With any new technology comes new challenges.
Soft robotics, in my opinion, is the evolution of robots. They are the robots of the future.
The innovation drivers of soft robotics will be the technologies of sensors and motors. That is the current research challenge in our community. Especially the sensors, the tactile sensors or pressure sensors that can be implemented in soft structures already here and now, that we can soon implement it in our applications, such as wearable devices, the clothes, watches, or some other devices that we can actually put in our body. That will come soon for our daily life.
The economic advantage of using 3D printers for soft robotics is that you can make devices which are custom-made to an individual without having to go through the process of making molds or setting up manufacturing systems which are going to produce a large volume of products. Instead, we can make a single device custom-made with the parts which are specific to a person or to a particular application. It also means that making small volumes is very, very economical. And there's the ultimate possibility that we can build these devices in remote positions, in your home. You may be printing these devices in your own home for your own use.
We have to invent, essentially, a new integrated design paradigm in which all different functions will be designed together. And this is something that nature is very good at, while traditional mechatronic was not. And I believe this will lead to a number of applications, a number of options, a number of possibilities, some of them not easy to predict at this time.
Soft robotics was born a few years ago when some roboticists decided to try to build robots with soft materials. Why that? If you look at the most sophisticated robots that you can see, like the recent humanoids, you see that they can do fantastic things, but they are fantastic machines, but when they interact with the environment, they still look very rude and not so effective in real world, I mean. So the use of soft materials make robots more adaptable to the environment, and then the interaction with the environment and with human beings too becomes easier and especially effective for the tasks to accomplish.
Designing a soft robot usually needs the involvement of different competences and skills, because usually we need to solve a complex problem. So these soft robots are expected to move in a structured environment where environment changes. And so what we need is something that is in many cases biologically inspired. So for sure we need biologists inside the group, but also we need people that are able to think about new materials with new properties. For example, multifunctional materials that can work as a sensor and actuators at the same time. So what we need are also experts in material science and also chemistry, but also control, of course, a control that is not the traditional control that we have in robotics, but something that is able to adapt to the changing conditioned environment.
Well, the next technological break is going to be the challenge on the material side of things. We need, in order to develop soft robotics with the embodied intelligence, which is typical of that kind of application, we really do need materials which can offer this kind of functionality, and we do not have these materials for the moment. We're just beginning to develop them.
Now, interestingly enough, this then brings us into a whole new series of very, very interesting challenges for us, because it's one thing to control conventional robots with motors and links. Once you go to soft systems, interestingly enough, like us, it's a whole different ballgame to try to control those devices. So part of the challenge is to use these new materials in new applications. But it won't just be the materials, it's the way that you control the materials.
it's important to be able to simulate and predict the response of materials to external actions so that they can perform a certain task, like reaching, grabbing, and so my activity has to do with translating this gesture, say, into mathematical formulas and algorithms to predict what is going on.
There are many groups worldwide working in soft robotics today, and they are all developing their own robots. Most of them are bio-inspired, so they took inspiration from an animal model.
I think that robots mostly won't be soft. They won't be completely soft. They will incorporate soft technologies to do the things that we want them to do.
So I believe that wearable or partly wearable or external robots will be essentially based on this new paradigm that will incorporate also what have been the main revolutions in the next few years, that is the availability of sensors at very, very low cost, driven by the consumer electronics market and by connection with the web. It will be a very important issue because intelligence will be based on external intelligence very much, partly on local intelligence and also quite a lot on material intelligence, shape intelligence.
We have a project called the Robo Lounge where robots instead of humans will take care of the well-being of the customers. And because there is a very close interaction of the robots and the humans, soft robotics technologies will play an essential role.
We are working on several prototypes of fish robots and turtle robots that has soft flippers, and this robot is actually right now going through field trials because it's designed to help underwater archaeologists to penetrate shipwrecks and to investigate the interior of shipwrecks.
One example is perhaps in healthcare, where we're going to need robots in the home for people as they assisting people as they get older. But we need new types of robots, safe types of robots, lightweight robots to be able to do that.
The next technological step is probably the new and better use of the integration of materials, of sensors, of actuators, of intelligent control.
Soft robotics and artificial intelligence, I think, will have a great future. In fact, they should not be separated because the intelligent systems of the future will be soft robotic systems.